You're getting married in August.
I'm getting married in August. That's right.
That's exciting.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about everything?
I feel good. My fiance is awesome, and she's, we're in the wedding planning now, but I know, I never thought I was gonna have kids, but she's like, let's have kids, and I was like, that sounds like a great idea, which is a good sign when you're about to marry someone.
Right.
And but I'm very nervous about having kids.
Why do you?
You guys have kids.
Yes.
You both have kids.
My kids are in their mid-50s. No, I have a 12-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, and yeah, it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's great.
I just think it's strange when you never really talk about sex with your family, with your parents, until you start to get married, and then they're like, when are you gonna start giving us some grandkids? Come on, you should try for some grandkids. And I always feel like that's like the in-laws going, when are you gonna start finishing inside our daughter? Like, it's so creepy. Like, I don't know. Why are we talking about this?
The creepier part to me is not what they're saying.
When are you gonna start?
It's a jig. The fact that it's become a jig.
When are you gonna place your seed in our daughter's fertile womb?
There's oompa music, and they're wearing lederhosen.
Oompa, oompa, place the seed, place the seed. Well, wow, okay.
Didn't you have that with your in-laws? Or
Yes,
like, come on.
I did actually. My in-laws right away, my father-in-law right away was like, grandchildren, 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 before we even, months before.
And when you're like, I'm working on it, yeah.
I went, nothing works down there. But then I had the surgery.
It is true, though, that before you hear people say that your whole life, and it isn't until you're married that you start to actually put together the mechanics of it and what, like you said, what that really means.
Yeah.
And it is like, why don't you just stay out of our nether regions?
Stay out of that business.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't talk, my parents are pretty open about stuff, but I actually remember the moment I learned where babies come from my parents. I was 4 years old, and I kind of had that.
4?
I was 4.
That's way too young.
It's not like they were like, you're old enough, like it was just, I had that existential crisis that a 4-year-old has where you kind of go, I was not before and now I am, and how did that happen? So my parents were in the car, my dad was driving, and I was in the back seat. And out of nowhere I go, where do babies come from? And my dad was like, I'll field this one. Well, men have a penis and ladies have a vagina, and a man puts his penis in a vagina a while later a baby comes out. And I was like, okay, follow-up question. How far in does the man put his penis? And my mom goes, I'll field this one. And then very slowly she turned and looking sideways at my father, she goes, not very far.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. True story.
So,
they divorced.
They divorced. And you're the reason. No.
I knew it!
Remember when your therapist said you weren't? Well, you were!
Oh, I'm okay.
Well, wait a
with
minute.
it.
Do you think you're going to do a better job explaining when you have a child and your child is maybe a little older than 4? Are you going to do a better job?
No, because I'm a spazzy comic, and I feel like I'm awkward around kids, and I word things in weird ways. I know if my kid's like, where do babies come from? I'll be like, oh, poop. Okay. Say, here you go. You like ice cream cones, right? Uh-huh. Well, would you enjoy an ice cream cone if someone stretched a balloon over it? You wouldn't even be able to taste it. That's where babies come from.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any talk at all with your child. No, my wife is of the variety that she's very clinical about everything. She's very. She's telling them about like the uterine lining when they're 2.
And what do
you know what I mean?
And what do you say? Do you say
Jesus forbids it? He forbids it all!
We shall not have this discussion in this house.
Yeah.
Never in this home.